excited to introduce you to Bellini. It's one of our newest yarns. It has a really cool track construction and this really heavily textured fringe in beautiful multicolors. And it's really great for trims and really exciting statement accessories. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet with it. We'll start by opening up the package. And this is basically one piece and it's 11 yards long. So when you unfold it, you'll notice that it's a large loop and it's been looped around a few times. So what I like to do is just go through. There are going to be a couple pieces of yarn here that are just tying it together so it doesn't get tangled while it's sitting in your stash. So just take a pair of scissors and clip these small pieces. You'll probably notice about 3 or 4. And I just go around in the loop to find them. So now that I've opened up the yarn, you can see that it has this really nice construction with these holes at the top, with these little spaces in between, and then the fringes on the bottom. So when we're working with this type of yarn, you're only going to be working into these holes here so that the fringe hangs nice and low and you're able to get that really intense texture. So when we're crocheting with this, instead of doing our initial foundation chain, we don't have to chain. It's already done for us. These are the loops of your foundation chain. So you're just going to pull the yarn until you get about 1/3 of the way through the ball if you're doing, say, a scarf, as far as you want your foundation to be, essentially. So the yarn that's to my left is going to be my working yarn because it's still attached to the skein, and the one on the right is my foundation chain. So I'm going to insert my hook into one of these loops, and that's going to be my first yarn over. Notice that I don't have to go through the entire yarn. I'm just going through these tracks here. Then I'm going to do the same for the second one. I'm using my working yarn here. Then I'm going to do it once more on my working yarn and pull through the first 2 loops. So that's my first stitch. Next, I'm going to insert my hook into the next loop of my foundation yarn. Then I'm going to insert it into the working yarn once and twice. So now I have 4 loops on my hook. I'm going to draw this through the other 3. This is what it's looking like so far. See, I'm getting the nice fringe down here, and the track stays on the top. So to continue, you're going to repeat just taking 1 stitch from your foundation and then doing 1, 2 with your working yarn and pull that last loop through the other 3. And you want to repeat that. So to finish off with your Bellini project, once you get to the final stitch, you have a couple of choices. You could just take your working yarn and thread it through that last stitch, or you could just pull it through. And if you have any yarn ends, you can just use your fingers to weave it in and out of your project. You don't need to use any needles or anything like that because you've got such an intense fringe that you don't really need to hide the end. And if you have any long ends, you can just clip them. And like I mentioned before, just use your fingers to weave the ends in and out. The fringe hides that really easily. And if they pop back out at any point, just weave them back in. And that is how you crochet with Bellini.